So speaking as a narcissist, you love to see comments like this and statements like this, and for people to have this mindset as well, because that means that as a narcissist, you win. Because people will always question, like, if he or she was so bad, why'd you marry them? Why'd you have kids with them? If they're such a terrible person, that doesn't make any sense. That means the narcissist wins, because narcissistic people like to have the good reputation out in public and things like that. So if somebody comes to question it, guess what? My reputation has preceded me, and it's a good reputation, so people are going to doubt you. Oh, yeah, I'm such a terrible person, right? But yeah, she married me and had 3 kids by me. Ha ha. Would you marry somebody? Would you marry a terrible person and have 3 kids with them? Me either. You see how easy it is right there? Just because you don't see it happening doesn't mean it's not happening. Because the closest people to a narcissist get treated the worst. That's just the way it is. Because narcissists have limited emotional capacity, and the closest people are going to get what's left after a long, hard day. So you become the emotional punching bag. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. I am self-aware, diagnosed narcissist Lee Hammock, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, like myself, and then also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. This series is dedicated to just making my TikToks and my YouTube shorts longer. They are 60 seconds or less, and it's going to be a lot longer than 60 seconds. So. The one you just watched, y'all saw me respond to it, but the comment said, if you couldn't read the comment, it said, y'all hearing these videos, it's not the narcissist I question, it's the person willing to engage in a relationship with one. Woo. Woo. That says a mouthful right there, y'all. It just does. That right there, in and of itself, says a mouthful about how people tend not to believe narcissists. They really tend not to, not to believe the narcissist, not to believe the victim of a narcissist. Because like I said this before, y'all, narcissists, even myself, like this applies to me. A lot of the stuff I say applies to me, some of the stuff doesn't apply to me. But this is one of the things that applies to me, like truly. Narcissistic people, like myself, love to have good reputations in the public eye. Love to have good reputations on social media and things like that. So this is applied. So this is not just me right now, like trying to have a good reputation. This is me pre-social media, I guess, influencer status. I don't know. Would you consider me an influencer? But that's how my mind works out. It's never gonna be enough for me. I understand that. So people are like, you're an influencer now. You have 1.3 million people on your TikTok. You have 125,000 on your YouTube. You also have 60,000 on Facebook and 50 on Instagram. That's influencer. I'm like, influencers. I feel like, or millions on each platform. But I don't know. But this is Beflor. Ricky Beflor. Ricky Beflor plays for the Blackhawks of the NHL. I'm just joking. I just mix my words up sometimes. I'm talking so fast. But yeah, this is before these social media, kind of take off, the social media growth. Like, I had a good reputation on my own personal social media accounts regardless. I've been very, like, you can go on my Facebook. I've been very inspirational and very motivational for years. This is over a decade of me posting stuff about Tony Robbins, and I used to join network marketing companies that I'll be all about this positivity and bouncing around and stuff like that. I'm part of World Ventures for a long time. I'm part of WV for a long time, and anyway, I did a few different ones. So I've been around that culture, and that culture is like positivity from the outside looking in, So narcissistic people like myself, we want to protect our reputation. So just in case the person we're dealing with comes out and says something, you get comments like that. I question the one in a relationship with them. If they're such a bad person, why do you stay? Thanks. I got you. Thank you. I agree. If I was such a bad person, why would they stay with me? You know what I'm saying? So guess what? So I'm such a bad person, right? So would you have 3 kids by a bad person? Would you marry a bad person? Would you be with that bad person for over a decade? You knew this, right? I'm such a bad person, but they stayed with me the whole time, correct? Would you stay with somebody like that? No. Thank you. That's all I need to know. I'm not a bad person. Got you. That's how they berate the people you tell. That's why people don't believe victims. This is not just about narcissistic abuse. This is about domestic violence situations. This is about SA. The SA is, S. assault. People don't believe the victims because a lot of times, if you know if they know the person who did it, and that person has a good reputation, that person might be famous, that person might have be a huge influence or whatever online, people don't believe that that person donated $1 million to the charity last year, and you expect us to believe that he just came home and punched you in the mouth right after he donated to the Salvation Army? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And guess what? If he did do that, or if she did do that, guess what? That $1 million goes a lot further than them getting in trouble. So if they get in trouble for what they did to you, guess what? You're collateral damage. We're going to support them regardless. We're blind supporters. Close our eyes and just support. Yay! That's what flying monkeys sound like. They don't care. They try to cover all their bases of support. Well, it doesn't seem like something that they would do because they're a good person. And even if they did, all the good that they have done, they're allowed one slip up. Then that slip up could mean they slipped up and two-piece you in your mouth. Sorry, not sorry. You see how that works right there? See how toxic that sounds? That's literally, y'all. Oh my goodness, please don't be for tomorrow. That's literally the mindset, like I said, of a narcissist, of a blind supporter, a flying monkey. I call them flying monkey bats because they're blind supporters. Flying monkey bats. They flying monkeys, but they're also bats because they can't see. They echolocation. They use their voices to try to hurt people. And they have bats just like, and the sounds come back to echolocation. Like, that's what flying monkeys do. So I call them flying monkey bats. But that's how it goes, though. So that's why it's like when you see comments like that, or I saw somebody the other day say it. It was actually an attorney on TikTok that said the judges be thinking that too. So when you go to family court or something like that for custody, and you're trying to prove, like, it's kind of pointless to try to prove that somebody is a narcissist in court if you can't prove the behaviors and the abuse. They don't care about it. Like, that person is a narcissist. I'm gonna tell you how they treated me. And they're like, okay, you got any proof? No, I didn't think about it. Okay, cool. 50-50. And they're going to say that. So document stuff like that. You have to have documentation, and you have to have credibility, so people don't automatically believe people anymore, because there's so much stuff coming out online where people are getting exonerated for people coming out lying. So that's setting people back because people do lie about it. People lie. The narcissist sometimes will go out and lie and say you did it to them. I'm a victim of abuse, and then you can't come out and say it. You come out and say it, and they're like, no. So it's a finger point competition. It's he said, she said, or he said, she said, she said. Tongue twisters. There wasn't even any kind of alliteration. You know what I mean? But that's literally how it goes, though. So if you stay in relationships like this, protect yourself, because narcissistic people like to have good reputations. So just in case they get outed, which a lot of time when a mask comes off or whatever, people won't believe you. People tend not to believe you, and your story sometimes will fall on deaf ears. You know what I mean? They fall on deaf ears, and nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to put up with it. Nobody wants to deal with it. So that's the mindset of a lot of people. That's the mindset of a lot of narcissistic, toxic people in situations like that, because I'm going to protect my reputation at all costs. That's law 5 of the 48 laws of power. Guard your reputation at all costs. Protect it, because your reputation is everything. So when you're reading the 48 laws of power and they say law 5, guard your reputation, that's what I'm all about. And so if anybody comes to my reputation, you need to stomp them out, or you need to completely ignore them. If it's like a little small ember that's out there in the middle of a street, ignore it. You know what I mean? Don't engage. So I tell people, your greatest power against narcissistic people is your inability to engage with them. You don't have to engage with them. You don't have to. You really, really don't have to. So that's why I tell people, you don't have to engage with them. Stand in your truth and document stuff, y'all. Keep documentation and stuff like that. Record when necessary. I saw a lady put in my TikTok comments the other day. She said she has a shortcut on her phone to record conversations with her husband, because she knows how abusive he gets with his words and stuff like that. And sometimes it's like she's recording him hitting her, like, because she has the app ready to go. And I was like, well, are you going up to him and antagonize him? Don't do that. She's like, no, I don't antagonize him. I just we just have normal conversations. When I feel it going left, I just hit the little button on my phone and it go boop, and it will start recording. And I try to play don't play, if y'all get recordings for narcissistic people, toxic people that could be violent or abusive to you, don't play that recording to them. Don't do that, because it's setting yourself up to be hurt and some violence to happen to you. Don't do that, y'all. Don't play the recording back for them. They don't need to see it. They don't need to hear it. You know what I mean? See, that's for you. And whatever state that you're in, you might not be able to present that in court anyway. So make sure you're recording within the, the grounds of the law if you want to use that in a law situation. You know what I mean? So I tell people, you have to take your power back, stand in your truth, and stand in your ability, because if you don't, you're going to get ran over, you're going to get taken advantage of, and your story's going to fall on deaf ears. If your story falls on deaf ears, if you think your story is going to fall on deaf ears, you tend to remain silent longer. If you remain silent, you tend to stay in these relationships longer, because nobody's going to believe you anyway. People are going to question you why you left, and you don't want to, you don't want people to say bad things about you. Your reputation. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. I really, truly appreciate y'all. I'm super thankful for y'all. Like and subscribe for more. Turn on those notifications. I'm going live here more often. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mental Illness is out. Peace.